Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel and happy 2022 to all of you. I hope you had a great start of the year. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Joy. This is my intro to my 2022 Pandat palette. A few weeks back, I shared with you the palettes I'm considering for this year's Pandat palette. Today, I'm going to reveal to you the palette I decided to work on. I had 7 eyeshadow palettes to choose from, starting with this Smashbox Cover Shot Golden Hour Eye Palette. There are 8 pans in here. And amongst the 7 eyeshadow palettes, this has the least amount of product and would be probably the easiest to use up. Because unused, there are 7.8 grams of product in here. I've used all of the eyeshadows in here at least 10 times already as I've worked on this in my Project 10 uses last 2020. Then the second option is this Wet n Wild Color Icon Comfort Zone. This lid is already broken and I tried to mend it with Tack It, and so far, the Tack It is holding this together. Many voted for this palette to be my Pandat palette 2022, and I think it is due to the broken lid. Unused, there are 8.5 grams of product in here, and I have used all of the eyeshadows in here at least 21 times already, as I've worked on this last year in my years of usage eyeshadow project pan. And I enjoyed using these eyeshadows, except probably for this brow bone shade, because that one took me the longest to hit my goal on. That's the last eyeshadow in this palette that I hit or I used 21 times. The third option is this Revlon Not Just Nudes eyeshadow palette. It has 10 eyeshadows in here, and this is the Romantic Nudes variant. Unused, there are 14.2 grams of product in here, and amongst the 7 eyeshadow palettes to choose from, this looks well used, as there are dips in many of the eyeshadows. I think the ones that looks not so used or least used would probably be these two and this one as well. Yeah, the 3. But I've used this a lot actually. I've been working on this just to give a try what look I would be able to create with this eyeshadow palette, and I've been using this shade as my for my eyebrows. Then the fourth option is another 10 pan eyeshadow palette, and this one I haven't used this yet. This is the Makeup Obsession Be in Love With. There are 13 grams of product in here. So there are less product in here and used compared to this Not Just Nudes eyeshadow palette. However, I haven't used this yet. As you can see, I still have this in here, there. It's still there. I haven't removed that one yet. Then the next option is a 15 pan eyeshadow palette. This is the Etude House Play Color Eye Palette, and this is the Trench Coat Showroom variant. Unused, there are 15 grams of product in here. I have tried this palette in 2020 and used a few of the eyeshadows in here. This was in my 2020 A Christmas Project Pan project as part of the A Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come project pan. The sixth option is this 18 pan eyeshadow palette from I Heart Revolution, and this is the Lemon Drizzle. I have used all of the eyeshadows in here 21 times, as this was also part of my 2021 years of usage eyeshadow project pan. And this is the last eyeshadow palette that I hit my goal on all of the eyeshadows. Unused, there are 18 grams of product in here, and I have dips on some of the eyeshadows already. So I don't know if you can tell, but sugar and butter, there's a significant, visible dent, right? A bit also on the shade Lemon Slice And then you can tell for most of the eyeshadows there that it has been used. So this one is similar to the Revlon Not Just Nudes where it looks used. And then the last option I have here is an 21 pan eyeshadow palette from You Can Be. And this is the Belonging eyeshadow palette, and it's a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. I work on this as well in my 2021 years of usage eyeshadow project pan, but I have not hit my goal of 21 uses on all of the eyeshadows yet. I have just hit my goal on 3 eyeshadows. I just managed to hit goal on 3 eyeshadows, and these are Weekender. I didn't use that 21 times, but it's considered I've hit my goal on that one because I already have hit pan on that one. And then I've used Stranded 21 times and Jet 21 times. For Jet, I've been using that as an eyeliner. So these are the 7 eyeshadow palettes I am considering. My goal for this 2022 Pandat palette is to hit pan on all of the eyeshadows rather than fully panning all of the eyeshadows, which was my goal last year. I think hitting pan on an 18 pan or a 21 pan eyeshadow palette, while it is more challenging, it is still doable because I hit pan on 18 eyeshadows last year, and that is the most number of eyeshadows I hit pan on in a year so far. Thus, I have considered this 18 pan and this 21 pan eyeshadow palettes, or even considered this unused eyeshadow palette. Among these palettes, there are 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have always been considering for my Pandat palette year on year. And these are the Smashbox Cover Shot Golden Hour eyeshadow palette, this Revlon Not Just Nudes eyeshadow palette, and this I Heart Revolution Lemon Drizzle eyeshadow palette. The one that I have been considering the longest is this Revlon Not Just Nudes eyeshadow palette because I have this eyeshadow palette the longest. I got these two, the Revlon Not Just Nudes and this Wet n Wild Comfort Zone on the same year. So these two are the oldest among the 7. And this Trench Coat Showroom is the newest because I got this in 2020. So for this year's Pandat palette, I decided to work on this Revlon Not Just Nudes, and my reason is that I think I will be hitting pan on these eyeshadows the soonest, given I have dips on most of them already. So yeah, I have dips here on this first, second shade, on the 5th shade, and then this 7th shade, this 9th shade, this is a pale pink shade, and this purple shade a bit. Yes. Even this one, actually, there's a bit of a dip there. And this one, a little bit as well. So, I would say probably the least used would be this one. I know this one I have used a lot because I've been using it as for my eyebrows. And apart from me being able to hit pan on most of the eyeshadows the soonest amongst all of this, it's also because of the price, because I got this a bit expensive. Now, the shades here are quite muted, which means also that for me to build up the shade, I will be getting more products. So probably that would help me, definitely I know that would help me hit pan on the eyeshadows faster. My only concern with this eyeshadow palette is that whenever I use it, I end up having a smoky eye look with this palette, which is not something I prefer for an everyday look. To all of those who voted, thank you. And if you voted for the Wet n Wild Color Icon Comfort Zone, because this was the most popular choice, sorry for not choosing it. I have temporarily fixed the packaging. And I think if I've chosen this one, I would try to use it up as a target, as a goal, rather than hitting pan, because there are less eyeshadows in here. But it's just that I'm not ready to have this gone from my inventory just yet. I know this is old, but I quite enjoyed it. And I have no plan purchasing repurchasing this palette. I can still find this version online, and also of course there are new versions of this one where most of the reviews said it's not similar, it's not the same anymore. So this is my 2022 Pandat palette, and I plan to give my updates on my progress every last weekend of the month. Thank you all for watching, and happy 2022 again to all of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do so before you leave. See you in my next video. Bye for now.